Okay, here with head men's soccer coach Fred Jungemann. Coach, tell me about this past weekend. It was a pretty crazy weekend, starting off with the really hot and humid San Francisco for a lot of goals were scored that game, and then you went and faced another ranked team in this already really tough conference. Got to play on a really nice field, kind of professional stadium there. What was this past week like for you and your team on the road?
Yeah, it was a little up and down. Obviously a really positive result on Friday, and then a little bit of a frustrating result on Sunday. There was, moments of really good stuff, and then some mistakes and things that we need to improve, particularly on the first half of Sunday morning. San Francisco game was, like you said, it was a hot day, and field was difficult, and San Francisco played really well, and so it was a really competitive match. Obviously, a lot of goals, which makes it exciting. I mean, stressful for the coaches, but exciting for the fans. And it's always great to get a result in those kind of situations. But like you said, the hard thing with this conference is, we play 2 games a weekend and get a great result on Friday, and then come back on Sunday to face a nationally ranked team, and then show up and come out a little flat in the first half and bounce back in the second half. Played much better, and showed that we can compete with a team at that level. But maybe the heat took a little bit out of us on Friday, and took us a little while to get us going. But there were some really good things even in the second half against, like you said, Monterey as a nationally ranked team. At the end of the day, we get a goal back in the second half against Monterey, and then we end up losing to a wonder goal. The second goal they scored was, probably a goal of the year candidate. So in the end, the first half was not our best performance, but it took a pretty exceptional goal to end up beating us that day, and we had some chances to even tie in the second half. So still plenty of positives on the weekend for us. Now we got to face a couple more tough opponents this week, and see if we can get back into the win column.
Want to touch on a couple of key performances. Maybe you can add to some individual performances that stood out to you. One that stood out to me was Adrian Gallardo's performance in goal.
Yeah.
I know obviously that he allowed a few goals this weekend, but he really had a ton of saves as well. He had 16 on the weekend. And what presence does he bring to you and your defense? Being in goal, I believe he's averaging the most goals per match right now, and he's also second in the conference in saves.
Yeah.
So what presence does he bring to your guys' team defensively?
Yeah, I mean, he is an amazing keeper. We've said it all along. I mean, from our perspective, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the conference, and he shows it week in and week out, particularly with his shot stopping, and he does some great things for us. I mean, yeah, we gave up a few goals this weekend, but none of them were on him. Most of them were situations where it was, there wasn't a chance for him, and he saved more than his fair share, like you mentioned. So, he's such a big part of our team and a big part of our confidence defensively, because the guys know they can rely on him to come through and make big saves.
We have Stan State on Thursday at home, get back on College Creek Field. Last year you guys beat Stan 3-0. You guys, the last 3 years, have actually beat Stan, so you're kind of on a little streak against them. Obviously it's a new year, but what are some things that you're working on in practice this week to help prepare for the Warriors at home on Thursday?
Yeah. Again, I think we've been, kind of harping on this all season. It's just the consistency. We've shown at times that we can compete and do the things that we need to beat anybody, but just trying to put that on the field consistently. That's going to be the next thing with Stanislaus as well, because they're coming off of a tough loss, and so it's just human nature that our guys are thinking, oh, this is an opportunity to get an easy 3 points, but that's not going to be the case. I mean, Stanislaus is a very good team. They had an off day, but it doesn't change the fact that they have talented players, and they had an off game against Pomona, but they also tied the Dominguez on Friday. So, sorry, excuse me.
You're good.
So it's obviously a good team, and I have no doubt that they're going to come out and give us a difficult game on Thursday.
And then heading in, I know one game at a time, but Chico, kind of a Northern California rival, if you will, on coming up this week at their place. You guys have tied them the last couple years.
Can you pause it for just a second?
Yeah, sure.